Hello and welcome to Safe and Secure Retirement Television. I'm your host, Paul Gebhardt, with our good friend over here, Jordan Flowers of Wealth Financial Services and Tax Advisory. Welcome, my friend.
Pleasure to be here, Paul. I'm excited for today's show.
Yes, me too. Lots of good information to cover, but I got to start with stuff that I find incredibly fascinating about you and your family. Tell us a little bit about how you became a financial advisor and why it's important for you.
Yeah, well, you could almost say I was born into it, okay? Because my father's actually a financial advisor right now. He's been doing it for over 35 years. So growing up, I learned many lessons from my mom and dad, and I called it kind of, he had me work for him at the office, and he didn't pay me, and at the time, I didn't like it. But it really taught me the business, anything from the paperwork and answering phone calls to where I am today. I've done it all, but the real reason why I think it's important and why I think I want to do this and I do this with so much passion and love is because we help people each and every day. We see new scenarios each and every day, and I try to learn something each and every day. And I think that's vital, the variety of getting to see my father actually day to day, even though we're so busy. And the problem is my wife says when we go on vacations or if we're hanging out with my parents, she's like, oh, it's work, I'm like, okay, I got to separate that a little bit, but it's just so nice to be close to your family. And it's nice to see his clients, and I can help out with his clients. If I'm out of town, he helps out with some of my clients, and we just have a great work environment. So out of school, I started working with him. I never looked back. I've only had one job in my career, and I will retire, maybe semi-retire in the future. So I'm only going to be in one job my entire life. That's pretty powerful, I think.
Yeah, I think it's pretty powerful that the fact that your dad cares enough about his clients, that his legacy is to make sure they're being cared for, and what better way to have a son involved, right?
Absolutely. I see I go to a lot of conferences. I want to keep on educating myself in different strategies, but I see my peers, and my peers are about to retire themselves, and a lot of them in just casual conversation, they don't have a succession plan. They don't know who their clients are going to go to. God forbid they pass away. So I think that's so vital to make sure that whoever you're working with as well has somebody in line that God forbid something happens to you. Life is fragile. Anything can happen to us any day. But you know the person that can really step in, or there's somebody there that can take over. Let's
jump on that a second, because what you're actually talking about is really a good reason to consider a second opinion. What if there's a listener out there who maybe they're in that exact situation? Maybe their financial planner is going to retire soon.
We actually had a couple a few months ago, and they came in and they said, I kind of like my financial advisor. I saw you on the TV show. I love what you said. I'm just trying to get in a second opinion and see how we can really benefit our families. And the previous advisor had no succession plan, didn't do taxes, didn't do tax planning, didn't have a long-term care plan for them, didn't even have a written retirement plan. He just basically managed a few accounts. And I said, where's your plan? Let's review it. They didn't have a plan. So, if you don't have a plan, you are on a plan, believe it or not, Paul. You're on the government's plan, okay? Because they're going to get a lot of taxes from you, and you may run out of money if you don't plan wisely. So we helped that couple. We created a plan. We showed them the value of working with us, and it was tough for them to leave that relationship because they really liked the guy, but they realized it's a business decision, and now we have a new relationship, and the last month we were on a call, she's like, I just love working with you guys, and it's just a good feeling to help people and make sure that they feel good about the decision afterwards as well.
And the fact of the matter is you only get one time to really do this if you do it right, correct?
You one retirement. You got to make it the best retirement ever. And in your go-go years, in your early stage of retirement, you want to enjoy life, do the things you want to enjoy. But you can't fully do that unless you know you can afford to do that. And some people, they're penny pinchers and they're worried, like, what if this is going to happen? Can I go here? Can I do this? Should I go on vacation? Should I buy that house? Should I enjoy life to the fullest? And when we create a plan, I call it our fund, where I'm saying if you don't spend $20,000 a year doing this for your family, I'm going to get upset with you, okay? You need to travel. Maybe, when it's safer, right? But you need to enjoy life. You need to do your hobbies. And if you don't spend that money, I get upset because I want to see pictures of your travels. I want to see you having fun.
That's important. It's important that you want to be involved in your clients' lives, right?
A client was deep sea fishing, sent me a big picture of that car. Like, that is so awesome.
Exactly. And that makes you feel good about what you're doing.
Absolutely.
When your goals are their goals, you've help them achieve, now they get to do the things they want and they can share them.
And they put the hard work in. And I always tell people, I didn't help you to get where you are today, but I'm going to make sure this money you work so hard for is going to last you your entire lifetime.
Yes. And there's nothing like smiles on faces. I've always said that, One of my mentors, it was probably one of my favorite sayings. He's like, you only get one life, son. It's not a dress rehearsal.
Yeah, it's true.
And so planning is vital. So on that topic, you've got a wonderful tool when they come in and meet with you, the retirement roadmap.
Yeah, we have our safe and secure retirement roadmap. It really is a comprehensive approach to all financial matters. It would kind of break it down from income planning to risk and investment management to tax planning, which is so vital right now. And then we talk about estate planning and then a healthcare plan to make sure that you have long-term care coverage. We actually have someone in our office that does Medicare as well. So we're kind of a one-stop shop when we create a plan. We also help our clients from taxes, the Medicare to investments, the income planning, and we want to make sure that when they come into our office, they don't have to leave. Well, they might move from office to office depending on the taxes, the Medicare, and all that,
right.
But it's all concise to benefit the clients and really have a great client experience.
So they get one strategy all in one spot, right?
Correct.
So how about the initial appointment? When they come in, what can they expect? What do they need to bring to meet with you?
They honestly don't need to bring a thing, okay? I tell people if this is just a chance to meet each other, we're just gonna have a talk. Like even if they do bring in things, and I tell people, if you want the most out of it, you should probably bring as much as you can, but you don't need to. But the first 45 minutes or so, 30 minutes, is just a chance of us talking. Sometimes people walk in the office like, here's my, I'm like, no. I don't care what your statement says. I wanna know about you. What is your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? What's going to make you happy? When do you want to retire? I want to retire now. Can I? I don't know off the top of my head, right? I'm going to say, okay, we'll create a plan maybe and let you know.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
But they just want to get information and see how I can benefit them. And I get to know them better. And then I get to know their risk tolerance and what they're comfortable with.
Yeah.
And then only then, once you kind of know a little bit about them, then you digest their financial vitals, their tax return, their investment statements. If they have life insurance, we review the life insurance, and we make sure we can enhance it. And I'll be honest, it feels good sometimes when someone is in a great place. And I just say, you should retire tomorrow, you're in a great place, and maybe we can help them.
Right.
But if someone has over $500,000 or more and they want to work with our firm, we can hopefully create a plan and they can work with us and really have peace of mind in retirement.
Right, and even if you're out there and you have that anxiety, the things that are going on today, it makes everybody a little anxious, and you're worried, do you have enough money? So that second opinion, I think meeting with you would be vital to just at least find out where they are sometimes, right?
It's huge. I just had someone from UPS, and they came in, and they were in my office a little shaky, a little nervous, and I'm like, what's going on? Let's just relax, what's going on? Because they had their papers, I'm like, they might be cutting his pension. They might be forcing him to retire early when he worked over 30 years, and he's only 2 years away from getting that early pension that pay for his medical costs. And he's like, I don't know what's going to happen. I said,
I understand the anxiety. That's, that's
a lot going on.
It's
a lot going on. So I said, okay, we can't control what the job does, okay? But we are going to create 2 plans for you. One, if they do let you go sooner, we're going to have a plan for that. 2, if you live, or not live, but if you get to that full retirement for the company and get the pension, we're going to have a plan for that. But either way, we're going to make sure you're okay. And you could just see him. He was like, I feel better. Let's have a plan. So we're creating the plan for him. We see him in a few weeks, and then we're going to go over the plan with him. But I want to make sure no matter what happens, we put him in the best place possible.
Well, I understand you have a special offer today for the viewers who'd like to meet with you.
Yeah.
Would you share that? So
for the first 10 callers, we will offer a chance to get to sit down with me. A lot of people have questions like, when's the best time to take Social Security? How do I avoid running out of money? Or how do I avoid the next market correction? These questions and so much more we address when we create a safe and secure retirement roadmap for our clients. So I encourage you, if you're really serious about your financial future and your retirement for your family, call the number 866-499-3454, and I will personally sit down with you and hopefully guide you to a better retirement.
Thank you for that, Jordan. Thank you. Listen, it's incredible information. I'm excited to get back to that second segment, so hopefully you'll stick with us. But we got to take a quick break, so be there, and we'll be back shortly. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jordan Flowers. I've been with the Wealth Financial Services and Tax Advisor for over 15 years. I grew up in the Chicagoland area, and I've lived here ever since. As a fiduciary firm, we take a personal interest in making sure that you are taken care of. How do we do this for our clients? Well, we create for you a personalized retirement income plan so you see exactly where you're at, where you're going, and how we can get you there more effectively. I will show you your safe and secure retirement roadmap, an income plan to maximize your income, but also minimize your taxes. And we'll talk about what we may recommend and see if you're comfortable with the risk we're proposing. Depending on what your needs and your goals are and how simple or complex you would like me to go over the plan, I will curtail it to you personally. Some people like to go into the details, and I'm happy to do that. Some people just want to know that they're going to be okay. My goal is to make sure you have a safe and secure retirement, and whether we want to go into more details or less details, I want to make sure you're comfortable with whatever decision and whatever plan we implement. If you're focusing on your investments every single day, you're not enjoying the longest vacation of your life. Make sure that your risk is in line with what your goals are. When someone becomes a client of ours, we take that very seriously, and we look forward to working with them and their family for generations to come.
Welcome back to Safe and Secure Retirement Television. I'm your host, Paul Gebhardt, with our good friend here, Jordan Flowers. Jordan, we were talking in the break about Social Security.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, big topic. A lot of people have a lot of questions around it.
You can only turn it on once, right? You got to make that right decision.
Okay, so most viewers want to know, what's the best age? What's the best age to take Social Security?
Okay, wait for this. This is the answer.
Uh-oh.
It depends. Okay, it depends on your health. It depends on your spouse's Social Security. There is so many different ways and so many strategies that you need to get an analysis. You need to look at, based on your investments, based on your spouse, based on your benefits, what is the best time to take Social Security? I like to tell my clients, my goal for you is not to get the biggest paycheck and always wait till 70. My goal is to get the biggest pile of money from Social Security, because for decades you've been paying into this, and we want to get the most out of it. Because how Social Security works, just high level, at 62 you're eligible for your benefits, but you get a 25% reduction. Then, as you get older to your full retirement age, you're eligible for your full retirement benefits. But any year you delay, they give you an 8% bump up. And now you can't get guaranteed of 8% in your checking right now, so that's pretty good from Social Security standpoint. But if you wait too long and you take it at 70, but what if you die, God forbid, at 76? Well, you didn't get the biggest pile. You just got the bigger paycheck for 6 years or so.
Right.
So we want to make sure we look at the big picture and look at your spouse. I actually had someone come in last week, and the first time they come in and see me after a TV show just like this, and they said, my husband, it was, us men just at age, we seem to die first, when it comes to that. So the wife came in and said, my husband just passed away, and I looked at the benefits, and can you help me out? His benefit was like $2,000. Her benefit was like $1,800. And she's like, well, I think it makes sense. I'm going to take my husband's benefit. It's higher. And I said, they go some education, like to educate people before you make a decision. She can take her widowed spousal benefit of the $2,000 from her husband's, but she doesn't have to turn on hers. She can let hers grow. Okay, so we got to work on the strategies and make sure that we get the most out of Social Security. So by delaying the Social Security for herself, hers is going to be well over that $2,000 when she turns hers on. So sometimes, you don't know what you don't know.
Sure.
And you got to get it reviewed, and you got to make sure you have a plan for it. And some people are like, I want more income. I'm just going to turn on Social Security. But you got to be careful.
Right.
Because if you're still working and then you turn on Social Security, you're paying more in taxes. They sometimes take some of that Social Security back.
Right.
And generally, you probably don't need to be taking Social Security if you're still working, because you should have enough income to cover your expenses. So there's so many different strategies. But say a couple comes in and they're like, we really have bad health, or in our low 60s, our family history, we don't get to 70. In situations like that, maybe we take it sooner. Yeah. Maybe we do take it at 62 or 63. Or sometimes we want to have the higher spouse earner, have them take their Social Security later if possible. And the reason why I say that is how Social Security works is once you're both, taking Social Security, that's great, you got both incomes coming in. But when one spouse passes, you don't get both anymore. Your income drops from that one spouse, and you take the higher of the two. So when you look at a couple, usually the one that maybe has worked, more secularly and has more Social Security benefits, we might want to delay that one a little bit more, because if one spouse passes, that's going to be the higher one that the other spouse takes over. So a lot of factors that go into that. Some people are, maybe they're 66, 67. They don't really need the money right now, but they have a lot of money in IRAs, and they're thinking, okay, before I turn on Social Security, maybe I want to do some Roth conversions. Okay, and they can maybe do some Roth conversions and then turn Social Security on a couple years later. The amount of numbers and the different ways we can run it are countless. We just want to make sure we give them the pros and cons of every scenario and then tell them what we think is best.
Yeah, I like that. You brought up a point before, and I think I actually read somewhere that females outlive males about 13 years, I believe it is now.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that you really want the ladies to be involved, our ladies involved in the retirement strategies, because it's important.
And I want the couples to come together, and sometimes it's the wife, sometimes it's the husband, but one in the family usually takes the financial role.
Yeah.
But a lot of the clients we're getting right now is, as well, is that the husband or wife, they might take the role, but they love that we create that roadmap for them.
Yeah.
We create the plan. So even though their spouse may not be fully involved in everything that's going on, they do know high level of the plan.
Yes.
They do know if something happens to their spouse, who they call, and they're going to be in a good position. Not only from the plan, but also from a tax perspective, because if you lose a spouse, not only does that Social Security benefit go away, but your tax rate the following year goes from a married couple filing jointly to a single status. And that almost doubles your taxes. Your income drops about 40%. That's something we have to factor in. So we have a lot of different strategies to kind of plan for that. One strategy, if you have a pension, you're fortunate enough to have a pension, the good old days of retiring and giving you a gold watch, and you take your Social Security, you take your pension, and you just enjoy life, those are kind of gone because the companies are pushing that on 401ks.
Right.
But if you do have a pension, we want to review that pension before we tell you if you should take it lump sum, if you should turn it on as an income for life for a single or for a joint. One strategy I've been using lately for some of my clients is if you have the option a joint pad and a pension, you get the reduction because it's based on both of your lives, so you get less per month. Okay, but it's going to last you for both your spouses till death do us part. But if you take a single, you get a lot more income on that single person. But what if that one single person dies, then all that money goes away?
Gone.
And some people are like, I don't want to ever do single.
Yeah.
But I have a plan for that. So what I show people sometimes is, hey, let's take the single option. Let's get more money now. But they're like, what if something happens? I'm like, wait for a second. Let's go over this. We're going to buy a life insurance policy on that difference. So let's take, God forbid, the spouse passes away that took the single pension option.
Right.
Now that wife or husband has a tax-free death benefit that they can use. Pensions are taxable.
Yeah.
Life insurance is tax-free.
Yeah.
It's like a pension replacement plan.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's awesome. So again, it doesn't work for all scenarios, but if you're healthy enough to get life insurance, we'd run the numbers. We might take a single pay and then have a tax-free benefit to kind of back us up, God forbid something happens to the spouse.
Yeah. I was reading somewhere about tax strategies with cash value life insurance.
Yeah,
now that you mentioned that.
There's a lot of different strategies out there. Obviously, every plan's a little bit different, but a lot of people, I want them to think differently about life insurance. A lot of people think you have to die to win. Okay,
right. That's pretty much the nomenclature out there, right?
Yeah, like I have 50% of my net worth in life insurance, and it's not so my wife will be set and and have a good old time if I pass away, but it's because I know the tax treatment of life insurance and the specially designed life insurance that we show for our clients using the tax code section 7702 gives us the power to grow cash in a tax-deferred investment vehicle and then take income out of that life insurance policy tax-free.
Wow. It's really nice to know that there's new options and other options available now in life insurance planning.
A lot of options.
Listen, the phones are going crazy, but I understand you wanted to repeat the offer for our viewers out there. Will you share that once again for us, please?
Sure. Many people, when they first come into our office, they say, hey, can you review my life insurance? I heard you talk about it on the show. Or when's the best time for me and my family to take Social Security? Or can you maybe help me set up an estate plan? Those questions and so much more we can address when we do your safe and secure retirement roadmap. The only thing you have to do if you're serious about your retirement is call the number 866-499-3454, and I will personally look forward to sitting down with you and creating the roadmap for you and your family.
Good stuff. Listen, time's flying by. We got one more segment, but we do got to take a quick break, so stay with us. We'll be back after these short messages.
How confident are you in your current financial plan? Do you know with certainty how the recent market volatility will affect your future hopes and dreams? How much are you paying in taxes? And how much are you losing to unnecessary high fees? You didn't work to save this money so that you could spend your time worried in retirement. Now is the time to take charge of your finances so you can feel confident about your future. Call in during the next 30 minutes of today's show only to set up an absolutely complimentary, no obligation, full-blown financial review that will result in your own customized written plan. This is a $999 value that we're giving away complimentary to the first 10 people who respond. We'll start with a full-blown analysis of what you already have, by running a report to untangle how much you are currently paying in fees, how you're allocated for risk, and what it's costing to work with your current advisor. Next, we'll identify your goals. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you want to go? And who do you hope to go there with? Is your current financial plan set up to get you there without mishap? Let's design a roadmap to create a financial plan you can follow with confidence. Get the piece that so many people are missing from their retirement. Find out how having a written plan can make a difference to your retirement dreams. Call now to schedule your complimentary, no-obligation, full-blown financial review today.
Hello and welcome back to Safe and Secure Retirement Television. I'm your host, Paul Gebhardt. We've enjoyed our time today with our guest today, Jordan Flowers. Jordan, thank you for the incredible information.
It's been a good show so far.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it, man. I'm learning a lot. So I really, from me to you, thank you. Listen, I have a question, and I get a lot of friends ask me this question, and it's on my mind. But are annuities good for income? Because there's a lot of, information out there right now about annuities. I don't know if they're scare tactics or what's going on, but
yeah, I hear what you're saying. A lot of people have that question. Sometimes the question is also, are annuities just good in general?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be frank. Any investment products, stocks, you can make a lot, but you can also lose a lot.
Yeah.
CDs, I like to refer to as certificates of disappointment. You can't really make anything, but you can't lose anything, right?
Well, and my thought was, if lawsuits are paid in annuities, lotteries are paid in annuities, and I even heard, Social Security's an annuity?
Yes.
They can't be all bad.
They cannot be all bad, but there is pros and cons to every investment option and also to annuities. Now, for a lot of people, they sometimes say annuities are bad, but annuities are the only investment vehicle out there that can guarantee you income for life. Some people want to rely on the market for their retirement, and that could be a stressful retirement, especially if there's some bad years in the market.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There's a sequence of returns risk. If you're forced to sell when the market's down, and then you have to repeat that cycle, you could run out of money.
Oh, that's the worst feeling.
Where a lot of annuities, depending on your risk profile, they can give you guaranteed income so you know that all your expenses are covered. A lot of people had pensions that paid out guaranteed income, like annuity, and then they got transferred to 401ks, which are more growth oriented. But now the game changes where some people should consider moving those 401ks maybe into an annuity, an IRA annuity, where they can get guaranteed income for life and not worry about the market. Have peace of mind that their income's going to always come in.
Yeah.
And some people, they have a pension, they have an annuity, then that gives them a level premium. They get, say, $10,000 a month,
Yeah.
It's great. You got $120,000 a year guaranteed. The problem, though, sometimes with that $120,000 is it going to last you with inflation? Because inflation's real. Inflation is going to increase. So for our clients, if we do use annuities, we like to make sure that we always factor in inflation. And there's some annuities out there that'll give you, say, that $10,000 a month of income guaranteed. But anytime the market goes up, you get a bump up in your income.
Yeah.
So that you keep up with inflation, keep up with your purchasing power, and never run out of money.
Yeah, what an awesome feature.
Isn't that great?
It's a pretty awesome feature.
Peace of mind. You want to rely on the market and look at your statements and go up and down, or you just want to know that paycheck or that annuity income is going to come in every single month, every single day.
So is that true like in the gain? So you get the gain from the market, but the floor is actually zero. So you can't lose the principal or the gain, right?
Well, we got to be careful because there's a lot of different annuities out there, and a variable annuity where a lot of bad things are said about them, they can actually potentially lose money, and hence the word variable, right?
Gotcha.
And there's a lot of fees on a variable annuity, and sad reality is the people that have variable annuities, they usually don't even know how much they're paying in fees, or they're even paying fees, you know?
Really?
So when we can review that. If somebody has a variable annuity, we can review that when you come into our office. But those can have some risk. We like to use annuities that don't have risk, or market risk, I should say. So when the market dips, you get a big fat zero for that year. But if you have income coming on, it's not going to affect your income, which is pretty powerful. But you got to be careful on what annuity you're looking at and what company you're working with, because there's a lot of options out there.
Yes.
Over the last few decades, I kind of work with the top 4 to 6 companies when it comes to annuities, because there's bad products out there. There's bad annuities out there, I'll be frank. But you got to work with somebody that's going to find the best product and investment for you and your age and your financial goals. But not all of them have no risk, but the ones that I like to work with don't have any market risk. But one thing I also want to make clear is sometimes I got a couple in my office actually last week, and they're like, but if you get an annuity, all that money goes to the insurance company you'd pass away. That's not true with all of them. That's true with an immediate annuity, but not the annuities that we like to recommend in our firm, because we want to make sure, God forbid, husband and wife passes, that money and that wealth transfers over to the next generation.
That's an important part of why they should review to begin with, because there are several different types of annuities.
Correct.
Listen, we're coming up to the end of the show, but I understand you had that offer that's been incredible. The lines are like going nuts. But would you share one more time? Because I know there's people that want to meet with you.
Sure. I just would like to tell the people watching, picture a day where you know that you're for sure maximizing your income and minimizing your tax liability. Picture a day where your grandchildren say, Grandma, Grandpa, it's so nice to see you happy and enjoying retirement. Picture a day where you know for a fact that your retirement funds are safe and secure. Whether you have $500,000, $1 million, or $5 million, we can help you create your own safe and secure retirement roadmap. I believe you deserve a safe and secure retirement, so you won't worry about future tax increases or market volatility. I believe you deserve a safe and secure retirement, so you're not going to worry about running out of money. I believe you deserve a safe and secure retirement so you can focus on your greatest asset, your family and your friends. I believe you all deserve a safe and secure retirement, and I look forward to helping you get there. You just have to call, if you're serious, 866-499-3454, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you so much, Jordan, for your time today. Listen, folks, you're in control. Pick up the phone. Make that life-changing call, 866-499-3454. Thank you for being with us today. Have a wonderful day. Take care.
Thank you, Paul. Great show.
Thank you, buddy.